Oh, we got another. Hello, welcome back. We're ready for round 2 here at our mid-year, and this time we got Carter Steadman versus Hector Vargas, and it looks like they were jumping in almost immediately. And yeah, fixing the camera. There we go. And there we go. It's gonna be an interesting matchup. We got Carter with Whimsicott Floette, and Farigiraf, Basculegion Male, King Gambit, and Mega Blaziken. And on Hector's side, we have the Charizard, the Aerodactyl for the Megas, and then King Gambit, Sylveon, Garchomp, and Incineroar. These are really I think these will be really interesting teams. It's always fun to see Blaziken, and even though Aerodactyl is, well, Aerodactyl in these past couple formats, I really do enjoy seeing Aerodactyl again. But we're gonna see, it's gonna be a very interesting matchup with at least some things doing kind of similar things, at least with like Whimsicott and Aerodactyl being tailwind setters, Sylveon and Floette being just really strong fairy type attackers, Blaziken kind of filling in for fire damage similar to Charizard, but it's a little bit more frail, but it is also a lot faster, and then just King Gambits being King Gambits, and then Basculegion and Garchomp just being fast physical threats, and then Incineroar and Farigiraf just being two supportive things, albeit doing different things with. And then we're going to see leads for Hector being King Gambit, Aerodactyl, and then Blaziken and Whimsicott. And it's going to be it'll be very interesting to see. I think this might just be a situation of tailwinds being matched, or potentially even like Aerodactyl maybe megaing to deal a bunch of damage to Whimsicott. And then it'll be interesting to see. And then maybe Blaziken. We're gonna see Blaziken Mega turn 1, and we're gonna see if it's gonna go for maybe a protect, or maybe do some damage into the King Gambit, and we're gonna see the Tailwind from Whimsicott into a close combat into the Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl is not gonna be very happy to take. Ooh. Aerodactyl naturally just living that out, and now the Rock Slide going in, and it's gonna hurt quite a bit into both the Blaziken and Whimsicott, and then King Gambit from Iron Head from King Gambit going into the Whimsicott. Whimsicott going down here. No more support from Whimsicott anymore, even though Encore isn't incredibly valuable here. Sure, you're locking Aerodactyl into that Rock Slide, but you're already faster. You're fast enough. Blaziken is very threatened by a Sucker Punch from that King Gambit. But now we're going to see Basculegion come in for Carter, and it's also not in a very happy spot in front of that King Gambit, just not willing to take a Sucker Punch. But we're going to see it swap back out, presumably into the Farigiraf, to be able to block those Sucker Punches. We're going to see Aerodactyl swapping out. And we're going to see Incineroar coming in. Incineroar very good here, dropping Blaziken's attack. And then we're going to see the Sucker Punch go out, but not be able to do anything because of that Armor Tail swap. And we're going to see Rock Slide go in, break the sash on that King Gambit. Incineroar taking a little chunk of damage. King Gambit, most importantly, breaking that sash on King Gambit, something falling in the closet. Hopefully everything is okay. But yeah, we're going to see what happens here. The Farigiraf is a very good position here, just because now you are blocking any fake outs from going into that. We're going to see close combat go into the Incineroar, and it's going to be enough to pick up. And now Incineroar is down. Ooh, critical hit. That might have mattered just because of the -1, but Mega Blaziken is very strong. And then we're going to see what King Gambit does. We're going to see a Thunderbolt come out from the Farigiraf. King Gambit taking a little chunk. Ooh, with the paralysis. That's not what you want to see here at all. We're going to see Kowtow come out into the Farigiraf. Farigiraf, very bulky, going to be able to survive that hit. And we're going to see Farigiraf eat its Citrus Berry. And then, of course, the Blaziken getting another speed boost. I believe that is speed boost number 3 at this point. And, this is not a great position. And now, here comes Charizard. Again, not a very great position, because now Charizard is very threatened by both Rock Slide and Thunderbolt from the from the combination of Carter's Pokemon. Even if Blaziken is at -1, it's still a lot of damage. Kingambit being paralyzed here really is also really, really bad here, just because now you are very much at risk of not being able to do anything if you click like protect. Oh, we don't have that option here on Hector's side, so Kingambit not going to be able to protect here at all. Can't Sucker Punch. It is in a very bad position, especially if Carter calls this and just close combats into the Kingambit to just take it out. And now Kingambit going down, and yeah, I'm now seeing the frame rate is being weird. We might have to... Oh, champions. What a lovely game you are. And now Tailwind going out, but it doesn't matter incredibly much just because Blaziken is already at +4. If anything outspeeds it at this point, it is probably a Scarf Regieleki with Tailwind up. But this is still a really good position for Carter. Rock Slide here is very threatening, just being able to pick off both Aerodactyl and then do a bunch of like a very large amount of chip, maybe even pick up the Charizard, although maybe not just because you don't have the stab boost. But a follow-up from the Fergraph will be able to help pick it up. And now we're just going to wait and see here what Hector does. The Mega here helps a little bit, just getting damage off. But we're going to see Fergraph swap out into the Kingambit. Choosing to reserve the Fergraph for the Basculegion. Things are going too fast. Basculegion coming out. Charizard Megang. Drought going up. That's going to hurt a lot. We're going to see the Flare Blitz go into the Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl at 1 HP. Not going to be able to survive that. And goes down here. And we're going to see what the Charizard does here. Presumably a Heat Wave. And we're going to see the Heat Wave, and it does connect both Mons. Blaziken going down because it is at like -2 SPDF at least. And ooh, the burn on the Kingambit. That's not what you want to see at all. That is really unfortunate in this position. But like, this still helps. Like you're still doing spread damage here, so the damage isn't as great in the Carter's Pokemon, but it's still going to be a lot because it is Charizard Y. We're going to see the last Protects come out, go into the Charizard, do half exactly, and we're going to see a Weather Ball go into the Fergraph. But unfortunately, I think because of that last Respects damage, that depending on the math of it, this might still be the end of Game 1. In Carter's favor, but we'll see. We'll see. Numbers are fun, and we're gonna see. And it is just and the Charizard does go down to that last Respects. Very tense, very close final couple of turns because of that burn from that Heat Wave. And now we're gonna see how Hector might adapt. Because that lead worked really well for Carter, and we're gonna see what happens here. Whoop! I keep bumping the mic. I'm sorry. I don't know if you're Hector. What do you do? Because I think no matter what, you can't outspeed the Blaziken. Because no matter, it's just going to start snowballing turns. I think you have to get a lot of damage mitigation out into it, but there's not really a safe way to do that. Because Incineroar does not want to take a close combat at all, even at -1. Like, sure, the close combat we saw take out the Incineroar was a critical hit, but that is still a lot of super effective damage going in the Blaziken. And then we... Floette's okay here. You just have to be able to take out the Kingambit before you can get hit with an Iron Head. But we're going to see Sylveon and Aerodactyl from Hector, and we're going to see Basculegion and Blaziken from Carter. I like this adaptation from Hector. Blaziken still hurts Sylveon a lot. But Sylveon can do a lot of damage back in return, especially with help from Aerodactyl. The Basculegion can just very easily just flip turn out of here and just be safe. Deal a bunch of chip into either the Aerodactyl or the Sylveon. Probably the Aerodactyl, just because we saw that one close combat was enough to bring Aerodactyl to 1 HP. And then we'll see. I think we're gonna see Blaziken Protect here, or Detect, just to be able to scout out a turn. We're gonna see the flip turn come out from Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl going down to the flip turn. Was that a critical hit? No, it was not. That was just Basculegion damage. Is this adaptability? Yeah, okay. There we go. That was a lot of damage going into that Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl going down. Hector losing access to Tailwind and Rock Slide and really just all sorts of good damage into Carter's team. We're going to see Hyper Voice come out from the Sylveon. Does a lot of chunk to the Whimsicott, but it's Focus Session. It's going to take a bunch of chip anyways, and it doesn't matter that much. Blaziken getting speed boost. We're going to see Blaziken, or Kingambit come out. It's... this is not a great position. This is... just losing that Aerodactyl turn 1 like that, and Blaziken just being able to stay on the field for free to get a +1 speed that it was getting anyways. Really bad for Hector. But now we're going to see what Blaziken does. Blaziken not protecting here, or not megging. I'm pretty sure that to me says that Floette's probably in the back. We're going to see Kingambit's Focus Sash activated. Blaziken going down to -1 defenses. We're going to see Kowtow come out into the Blaziken. This is going to do a decent chunk. Ooh, doing a little over half because of those defense drop. Actually, wait, no, it doesn't matter. Doing this, we're going to see Yawn come out from the Sylveon. Blaziken gets drowsy. We're gonna see what Blaziken does here. This could be a swap into maybe Floette or maybe the Ferrograph is in the back and Carter's just seeing what you can do without Blaziken megging. We're gonna see Encore come out into the Sylveon. Sylveon going to be locked into Yawn for the foreseeable future. We're going to see Rock Slide come out. Carter not caring that Blaziken goes to sleep, but just because you're trading for the Kingambit. Kingambit not going for Sucker Punch is interesting, but I assume that is only just to maybe call out be safe from a Ferrograph switch out or switch in. But we're going to see what Carter has in the back. It's the Charizard. With Blaziken asleep here, this is a little tricky, but we've seen that we've seen how much damage the Basculegion can do, even when its damage is halved. We're gonna see Blaziken or Charizard Mega here. Blaziken presumably just okay. So Whimsicott protects here. Blaziken staying asleep. No idea what it could be since it is the fastest thing on the field. Heat Wave coming out. Not doing anything because the Blaziken dodges it. And Whimsicott protecting. Oof. Yawn going into the Whimsicott. Whimsicott. This is a really bad spot for Hector now, yeah, because now, especially if Blaziken wakes up here, can just go for a Rock Slide, and Whimsicott can just Tailwind here to maybe support whatever's in the back, or we could see the Encore into the Heat Wave. Not quite sure why, presumably just to prevent potential Protect here from Blaziken. Could see Heat Wave. Oh, the Whimsicott avoids the attack. Blaziken going down. With Sylveon locked into Yawn, though. This is going to be really interesting. Whimsicott is now drowsy. Sylveon's Encore is over, so it can't really... But it's still in... It's not in a great position here. It can still get locked out. It can still just protect here to stall out a turn. But that means whatever Carter brings in next is just going to be able to do a bunch of damage to pick off the Charizard. And it is going to be the Floette, yeah. And now Floette is in a really good position because now Whimsicott can just Tailwind, Floette can Mega, and then Charizard, and then Floette can Moonblast, or maybe even Light of Ruin the Charizard. I'm not sure what the damage numbers on that are, unless we're stalling out the Tailwind. We're gonna Encore here, Hector. Not sure why. Oh yeah, because you don't want to get locked into Protect. You want to try to at least get out of some damage here. Whimsicott going down to that Heat Wave, and now we're going to see Basculegion come in. And Sylveon yawning because it's Encore into Yawn, and we will see what happens here. We're going to see Basculegion come back in a really good position.
I think it's just those.
Last Reflex does. The question is, what do you want to lock in here? And I'm pretty sure Last Respects is Last Respects is probably the best lock here. You're already boosted quite a bit from Whimsicott and Blaziken going down. We're gonna see the Floette Mega here. Fairy Orb going off. There's gonna be, well, it would be boosting the Sylveon damage. If the Sylveon, we're gonna see Charizard taking a really big chunk here from that Last Respects. And now Charizard going down to the double up from the Moonblast. We're going to see Sylveon yawn into something. Maybe the Floette, just because the Floette does threaten the most amount of damage here, but you can't really do anything into either of these. We're going to see, yeah, Hector forfeit, Carter going. Really well played. That game 1 was really good. The game 2 was also really good. Both games are really well played. Really well adapted from Carter to just have the Blaziken and just not Mega it, to help pick things off and clean up for that Floette. Yeah, we'll be back shortly with round 3. We're probably going to have our lunch break, but we'll be around. See you soon.